Hi, and welcome to Seat Meets Table, the podcast that brings people together. I am your host, Sam O'Hara-Childs, and in the seat today is Magda Kupiec. À table. Hi Magda, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Glad to hear it. I wanted to begin with asking you what led you into massage?
So the whole adventure with the massage started about 8 years ago, but I first went into the clinical environment. So,
I see.
Yeah, because I graduated from a medical school, so I went to work in a hospital. Then when I moved to England, it was a GP surgery.
Okay.
Also, I did work in some care homes, so it was more of a care work than it led me to clinical work.
Right.
And then I just felt like this doesn't resonate with me while I was working in a clinic.
Fair enough.
I just felt like this is not the environment for me. I can do something with my knowledge. I cannot help people the way I want. So,
Sure, I understand. Yeah,
So
I've
I
heard
was
that complaint before from people in the field.
Yeah, so I was looking for something like more natural that resonate with me, that is close to the nature, and it just led me into massage. Not only massage, because it's also the wide spectrum of holistic therapies I do, like aromatherapy, reflexology, some acupressure, and Hopi ear candle cupping. So it's quite a lot I do. And I would just say it's a holistic therapist as a big thing.
Sure, as an umbrella.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you think of yourself as a healer?
This is a good question. And I would say for a long time I was hesitating. And I just felt I'm not worthy of calling myself a healer.
Okay.
Just being a humble person, and I had a really big problem with that. But over time, as I was getting feedbacks from people, like how do they feel after my therapies?
Sure.
I just accepted it, and I took it with a big gratitude, humility as well, and just only because they were saying they feeling good, they could feel the healing, they could see the effect on them. That's why I could call myself a healer.
Sure.
Which I am okay with today, but it took me a few years.
What does it feel like to release someone's tension? How does it feel for you?
Do you mean like a physical tension, or do you mean tension in general, which can be just like a burden we carry in ourselves?
Either, I suppose. You could begin with the physical side.
I would just say it's very satisfying for me, and seeing people leaving my place relieved is for me more than getting the money for my job, which is also like paid.
Sure.
This is my way of earning the money. But it's more about the satisfaction and the happiness that I can help people. So yeah, it's very satisfying.
Well, how about the second part of it, which is, you said, how does it feel in general, perhaps more on an energetic level?
So I would say feeling is the same. I'm still like happy and satisfied. It's just like quite often people come for just a massage, not mentioning how do they feel emotionally.
Right.
And I can sense it anyway, I would say.
Can you sense it quickly?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I try not to go into that unless they want me to. But sometimes when I do touch people, when I do the massage, I see it anyway. So it's the feeling I get at the end of the session. And then when I see like the tension has been released, there is no, back pain. And especially the person is feeling like calm, the burden has been taken from them. This is where I start to feel like happy. I know I've done my job.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, do you find it hard to balance yourself in that? Because you're taking someone's tension, and you have to kind of still keep yourself level and grounded.
Of course. And I would say if I do just the healing, and if I feel it's going to be very profound, I tend to book that person at the end of my day and not seeing any more people after. Yes.
Yeah. It's that one, then I'm done.
Yes.
You to go home and chill out.
Yeah, but also not to mix the energy of this client with another client who may come.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just feeling really unwell, I must say, after healing. It depends what we're dealing with. So over time, I did develop my way of cleansing. So I quite often will take myself for swimming, for sauna.
Yeah, good idea.
And then recharge again for, for new clients. So, yeah.
Yeah, because it can be heavy stuff, can't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
So you've got to counterweight it.
Yeah.
Which are the most popular massages that you do?
I would say it's Lomi Lomi.
Mm.
That's probably because I'm definitely the only person in Plymouth who does it.
Mm.
But from what I've heard from my clients, I'm probably the only person who does it in southwest of England.
Wow, right.
So Lomi Lomi is... Some people know Lomi Lomi and that's why they book for it. And some people just like travel the world and they know it's a massage like coming from Hawaii and from the Polynesia. They just want to experience that. Or they just want to try something new. Mm-hmm. So I would say Lomi Lomi is all the way the most popular massage I do. Mm. Second place will probably be hot stones massage. Mm. Mm-hmm. Or warm bamboo. But Lomi Lomi all the way is the most popular. Mm. Yeah.
What skills do you need to be a good masseuse?
Right. I can only tell you like my education, because nowadays I know people go into massage through variety of ways. They can be beauty therapists. And if they only want to offer like a very superficial, gentle massage with only like afro wash, which is like gliding on the skin, and not to going deep into the knowledge of anatomy and physiology, they don't need to go to any massage school.
Sure.
They can be just like, doing beauty therapy and offering that as a way of relaxation. So it will be just like a beauty therapy. However, if you want to be a good massage therapist and knowing the body, how does the body function, how to help people, it's a massage school, or you can go to study physiotherapy. For me, as I said, I graduated from medical school. And I was doing all the clinical work, which actually helped me in a way, because that way I got to know human's body, all the illnesses. And quite often when I have patients coming for massage, but also, let's say, liposuction or like fat freezing, I want to make sure these people have healthy liver, healthy kidneys. So if they have blood results, I always ask them to bring them over so I can go through that. So it goes in pair with what I've done before. So, but yeah, this is my way. So I've done the medical school, and then I've done the massage school. But even if I've completed the education in my massage school, I was still doing trainings. So let's say Lomi Lomi massage wasn't a part of my education while I was in my massage school. So I went to another place to study that. And the same with other therapies, which I offer now.
But in terms of traits, what would you say? As in attributes the person needs to have. Could be patience, kindness, perception, things like that.
Of course, yeah. You have to be a human person. So you have to be a good therapist in the sense of you want to hear that person. You want to see that person. Empathy.
At quite an instinctive level, that you want to heal others.
So physical skills, of course, anatomy and physiology knowledge, of course, but you want to have just the intention to help people, I would say.
Sure, I can see that. The intention has to come first in many ways.
I mean, do you have to have it? I don't know. This is me. I want to be seen as a human person, and I want to help people through massage, through my other therapies. So yes, as I said, it is a work, but I actually treat it as my mission, I would say. Yeah.
How do you create the right environment for a good massage?
So I would say it starts when I first have the contact with a client. So usually they message me. So I just build the relationship from that moment. So I want to make them feel that they are in good hands, that they are important to me. So I ask questions about why did you choose that massage? Why? What do you want me to help you with? Because maybe they choose a wrong one. So I may actually advise them to go for something else. I will still do what they want, but just to build that conversation. And then as they come to my salon, the right environment, I would say, the moment they come to the room, I want to make them feel welcomed. I just show them around, because for some people it's just the first massage. So they don't know.
Sure, maybe.
It sounds silly, but people don't know like how to lay down on the bed. They don't know like should they keep the socks on or not.
Sure.
So I just want to make them feel like comfy with me, completely comfy. Especially when it comes to Lomi Lomi. Because Lomi Lomi is a massage when I kind of lift their limbs, just move their legs. I can sit, I can stand, I can bend over. So it's quite a close contact, I would say, between me and the client. So first of all is like making them comfy. So we kind of build some kind of relationship.
Sure.
And then I would say the room temperature is important. I think of it as if I went for a massage, I wouldn't like to be in a cold room.
No, I had that before. I've experienced it and it definitely affected me.
Yeah.
When it's cold. That's grim.
So yeah, it's just making the place cozy, really. So it's the right room temperature. Quite often, I must say, I feel hot when I do the massage.
Sure.
But here, the client is the most important, not me. So I would say the room temperature.
Lighting?
Lighting is very important. So I have... on the ceiling, I can change the light in 3 different ways, but quite often I switch it off completely while I do the massage. So I just use like a salt lamp or some other gentle light. Definitely, it's just very gentle light, so it's not like music. I mean, sound itself is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Even without the massage. So I spend quite a lot of time on selecting music. Yeah,
interesting.
So, it's important for me. Like
definitely.
And quite often if I don't know that person, the moment they come, I kind of see what we need to do.
You can match a track to them?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's quite a skill.
Yeah. So I would say music is very important. Aromas. And I am aromatherapist myself, as part of my qualification. So I always prepare a blend not only for the massage itself, for the oil, but also to use in the room, just to get the sense. So I may actually mix few essential oils just to help, So it may be like a relaxing blend or more uplifting or I would say I have about 100 of little bottles of essential oils.
Sure.
So this is very important. So we've got lighting, we've got sound, we've got the aromas.
Decor as well? Just decorations, course, and could be like, I don't know, wood paneling or whatever.
Yeah.
That important
So
as well.
my room there is quite a lot of green, as you can see. It's one of my favorite colors.
On brand today.
Yeah. So, there is quite a lot of green, including plants. I have lots of plants in there. And wood as well.
So nature.
Yeah, so nature, and all the furnitures are like, it's all DIY in my room anyway. So I haven't really bought anything. Everything is made by my friends and myself. So I would say all natural wood, plants, lots of green.
Nice.
Gentle lighting, and I think that's it.
Sure, that's fascinating. Do you believe in signs from the universe?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. So where to start here? Because this is always the topic I can talk for hours. So I try to just say in a few short sentences. Yes. I would say I always listen to, you can say universe, or you can say divine or source, it just depends on your system of belief. But this voice is very important to me, and this is what leads me, and this is actually what brought me to where I am.
Right.
So I would say I never listen to my logical mind, if you want it. I just, sometimes it's absolutely ridiculous what I think I want to be doing. But I feel
from a logical standpoint, it's ridiculous.
Yes,
right.
But I know it's from the bottom of my heart.
An instinctive level again.
Yes, and I do it. And with the signs from the universe, I would say numbers as well.
Numbers?
I've always been resonating with
the significance of numbers.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And a long time ago, long before massage came to me, and even the medical school, I was always like into numbers. I wanted to discover like what stands behind them. What does it actually mean?
Is that like numerology?
Numerology, and actually I am numerologist. This is the first thing I've done, and so my son will be 22 now, and it came actually before I got pregnant. So, over 20 years, and so I do understand the significance of numbers. And they quite often appear to me if let's say I am in a situation when I don't know what to do, yes, I will meditate on that.
Sure.
This is my way of taking myself on a journey and just see what to do with life. But quite often I would say I get the messages through numbers. So numbers kind of give me some guidance, I would say.
Do they appear in the day? Do they appear in dreams? Is it visions at any time, day or night?
Quite often last week I had a dream when I woke up because I've seen 2022. And then I went back to sleep and it was 11:11 and I just woke up because I was like, wow, what does it mean? So until now, I still don't know what does it mean. But I know it was important at that time when I was dreaming. So I tried to recall what I was dreaming about because I know in this moment, I've seen the number. So that means this moment is important for me to go through.
But the reason sometimes becomes clear later.
Yeah, quite often.
How much later? Weeks, months, years?
I would say with numbers, the same like with meditation. Over the time, I've learned to be very patient because I was like, I don't understand. Let's go back to the meditation. Let's take myself on a journey.
I need to know now.
I need to know now. No. It doesn't work like that.
Sure, you can't rush it.
Yeah, so universe teaches you to be patient.
Sure.
Quite often it reveals, let's say I start to understand things now, which I've seen 2 or 3 years ago. So it can be like that.
Okay, interesting.
So I would say, my way of connecting to the source will be meditation and dreams and seeing the numbers. And as I said, numbers is a big thing. Also, my birthday is 11/11.
Right.
So, yeah.
And the signs, they're showing you the way to go in terms of life, career, or it could be something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And maybe home life or other relationships at the time. That's the kind of thing it usually relates to?
Of course. Let's give you an example. So it happened 2 years ago when I separated from my husband. And it was a difficult time for me. But in this particular moment, I felt you need to... it's about the salon which I own now. Because before I was owning a different one for about 6 years. And as life got a little bit, I would say, hectic, I just had to sell the old salon and I didn't know what to do. But in one of my meditations, I've seen this current salon.
Right.
And it happened on the 8th of the 8th.
Nice.
Which we call it Lionsgate.
Of course, yeah.
And I was like, what is that place? Where is it? I don't know. But I did get few tips how will I recognize? So I remember in the morning, I went for running. And then while I was running, I've seen that place and I was like, hang on a minute, blue door, which I knew that will be blue door.
Right.
And few more things. And I was full of fear. As I said, this time of my life was kind of very difficult.
Sure.
But I said, you have to listen to that.
Yeah.
Voice. You follow it. Trust the process and surrender. So I did contact the landlord and I think an hour or 2 hours later, I went to see that place.
Right.
And it just needed so much investment, so much work. So even the landlord said, he asked me are you sure? Are you sure you want that place? Because it's, quite a lot of money involved.
One of the landlords say that.
Yeah. And I said, yes. And he said do you have, that much money to invest? And without thinking, actually, because I must say I didn't have that money, I said yes. Yes. So
it will manifest.
Yes. And I was sure this is my next step to go for. So I wasn't actually analyzing, calculating, I wasn't very logical at that point of my life.
Working at an instinctive level.
Completely.
Step by step.
And just surrendering and trusting the process.
Like a flow state almost.
Yeah.
Sure. What's the most intense massage you've ever done? Can you remember?
Again, I would say Lomi Lomi.
Sure, but for a particular person, is there a session you remember where there's maybe lots of tension at play, lots of healing to be done, or just a recent one that was more...
I would say every massage is different. So there are not two equal sessions, every massage is different. I would probably say a massage which I was giving to a woman a while ago, probably about 6 months ago. It was very profound emotional experience for her. It was Lomi Lomi with healing. I think we just did a healing to start with, and then Lomi Lomi, which is a healing massage as well. And she got very emotional, so she was crying
during the massage.
Wow. She had to sit up and cry and tell me the story of her life.
Wow.
She just felt the need to let it out.
Offload, yeah.
Yeah. And it was... I got very emotional as well, but then I thought, like, you are a therapist here. Yeah, so be, like, very open and build the relationship, but just try to focus, like, what you do. You need to help that person.
And you have to stay grounded, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was probably the deepest experience when it comes to massage, yes.
Sure. In years past, massage was more for the wealthy. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's important that everyone has access to it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. For the wealthy, but also I think massage was seen as a kind of luxurious experience, more like a spa, more like almost like a beauty thing for women. Which
for rich women, yeah.
Yes, which today is not a thing. Because even I remember when I started doing massage therapy, which was about 8 years, almost a decade ago, I only had women coming for a massage. Unless they bought a gift card for their husband or partner.
Go, you need this. Get that sorted out.
Yeah, and they were always very stressed when they were coming and lie down on the couch. It's just the feeling of another woman touching me and doing massage. It's usually my wife when I have a little bit of tension on my trapezius or something, Sure. But nowadays it just changed. So it's equally, the ratio is, I would say, 50-50, like between women and men. But still, I would say it's not a luxury, but it's kind of how you prioritize. So I would say still, although it's changing, but still a lot of people would rather spend the money on beauty treatments like nails, eyelashes and all the, beauty, superficial stuff than paying for a massage. Yeah. Unless they try it, they see what are the benefits of it. Because it's not only like releasing the tension, but also like stress relief, helping with sleeping and, stimulating the lymphatic system. It's like the benefits are on and on. So I would say once people try it, they are happy to rebook and come back. But quite often they think, it depends on the environment, because I have people who like coming regularly, like every 2 weeks or 4.
Sure.
But still for some people it's like, I rather to do something else and I will come back when the pain hits.
When I go to the dentist, I must go now.
Yeah.
Please fix this.
Yes. And this is the case quite often as well. Yeah. But I would say male customers are more regular than women. Maybe it's due to the fact that they work more like the job is just more physical,
maybe,
or the physical activities like going to the gym or sport. But men are definitely the most regular clients, and they see the benefits more than the woman.
Well, also sports massage has become more of an accepted and popular and known thing for athletes. So if men maybe see their favorite athletes doing it, they're like, all right, that makes sense. Yeah. The geezers are doing it, so I'll go and do it too. If it's necessary.
Yeah. And the capping as well.
What's the capping again?
Capping is like when you place it's like Chinese capping, when you place them around the scapulas or, on the back. So this is like in the sport environment is a very popular thing. So.
Sure. Yeah. Where do most people store tension on the body?
I would say the trapezius. Yeah. Which are the muscles. Sure.
Across the shoulders.
Yes. Yeah. And the lower back, the lumbar back, which is like this bit here, calves.
Yeah. Right.
Women tend to hold to store the tension more in the trapezius. Oh. And men more in the legs, in the lower legs, in the calves.
The lower legs?
Or in the lumbar part, which is the lower part of the back.
Okay. I wonder why it's lower legs for men. Do you have any ideas or theories?
I don't know. I think it's just coming like with the body mapping as well. Well, where do we store emotions? As well.
But why would men store emotions in their legs?
I don't know. I still haven't answered that question. This is just something what I've noticed over time. It's mainly, and quite often men, when they come just for back, neck and shoulders massage, I am just feeling like... it will
squeeze the leg. Yeah. That's where it is.
Yes, and they don't realize actually how much tension they store in the calves. And quite often they just come for back, neck and shoulders massage,
Sure.
which takes 45 minutes with me. And then when they get more comfy with me, I would say.
All right, you can touch the legs now.
They book for the
Sure.
full body massage. And then after the full body massage, which is like, doing the legs as well, they are just saying like, I couldn't realize how much actually tension I was storing in my legs. Yeah. So definitely it's more with men than a woman.
Right.
With woman, it's usually the upper back.
Okay. What does energy feel like to you? Is it colours? Is it smells? Is it like a gravitational force between you and the energy itself?
Right. That's a good question. I would say when I have a client coming to my room, lying down on the couch, I first go through a little bit of scanning. So I kind of scan the body.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is something like a tension, like a trauma, or just disbalance in the chakras, I would say, I feel some kind of pulling. So it's almost like telling me, see me, It's just like looking for the attention.
Right.
So
okay.
I would say rather than seeing colors, I just feel it. Like it's just kind of pulling me to that particular place. My hands get hot and I just feel some kind of pressure. So I more feel it than see it.
Okay.
From the other hand, like when there is some attachment, let's say some bad energies, like energetic vampires or something, which is a real thing.
Themselves.
Yeah, sure. Thing. I then feel like something is pushing me away. So it's almost like it doesn't
warning
want.
you?
Yeah, it doesn't want me to come closer. Like leave it.
The person doesn't want to be healed.
It's like a parasite, isn't it? So it's
sure. But also because the person doesn't want to be healed. As in,
it
like,
can be the
go
case,
away because I don't want to be fixed.
It can be the case that the person doesn't want to be healed, but more often it's like this bad energy doesn't want me to get closer to that.
Because
it's
you're
like
coming with light?
You. Yes.
Like magnets rejecting each other.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's almost like, I can just hover my hands over and I feel like something is pushing me, away. And then I am like, okay, so I need to get closer. I need to see. But then...
so you do go towards it?
Yes.
Right.
Always do that.
Sure.
And I think like with my practice, I just... the big thing is you can have no fear. So, you either go into that fully or you leave it.
Sure.
So... I kind of, first I zoom out, I would say, just to see like what are we dealing with. And then I go deeply into that and just trying to work out how to heal it. And then I may see colors. Like in sense of like how to, it's like when doctor may have a different ways of kind of treating, patients, like different medications, different therapies. I may have different ways of like approaching that particular problem, and it may be like different colors of rays I use within my hands.
Rays?
Yes, okay. I would say that.
As in that's colours you're sending to... okay, right.
Yes. It's nothing I've learned, it's just something that was coming to me over years. So I would say, so it's definitely then the pull and push is dynamic.
Sure.
Is the colors when it comes to the healing rather than seeing the energy. And sometimes when I sense some bad energy, it comes with a smell. So it's very unpleasant smell. So I kind of know there is something not very
almost like gone off food or poison or just something toxic.
Yes.
That's interesting. Do you have good smells with good energy, or does that not happen? Like, I don't know, strawberries or...
No, but sometimes, because I also do the aromatherapy as part of my, therapies, I may see, when I look for a solution, let's say how to heal it energetically, I may get some help from aromatherapy, and then I kind of sense, is it a lavender, or is it like frankincense, or is it,
matching the smell,
and then I can, it's just coming to me through smell, and I'm like, okay, of course, that is just such a good idea, let's use this one,
right.
So but more than everything, I just feel it myself rather than seeing. And and the same like when I go to places, I would say I avoid big circles of people, like when the energy is very
collective. Because it's too much at once?
It's too much.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
And over the past few years, it's been, I would say I'm getting more weird every year, because I used to be a person who would be going to all the events, that are there, but not anymore. So if I have to go to town on Saturday in the afternoon when the shopping center is just so busy, I will probably leave after 10 minutes because it's just too much to handle for me.
Right.
And I may just go to places and I feel like this energy here is just not very good. I don't want to be surrounded. Music is another thing. I may music is a big thing for me. I mean, sound, as I said, is very therapeutic. And it influences people in a good or bad way.
Sure.
So I may feel some bad energy coming from the sound, from the music, and I'm just not listening to it.
Okay, so it's about synchronizing almost harmony.
Yes. If it doesn't resonate with me, I don't go for that. So
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to earlier with, matching things to people, do you think that's part of what makes a good masseuse as well, or a healing therapist, is you can match aromas, sounds to, and, healing approaches to people?
Yeah. First of all, I would say the most important is, for me, I love people.
Sure. You have to, surely.
Same like animals.
Yeah.
And so my heart is always open. I set the intention to help them. Yeah. And obviously it's the therapeutic touch through the massage, but if you can only get the help from the herbs, from aromatherapy, from crystals. Crystals is a big thing for me as well. I have lots of them in the salon, at home, in my bag, in my wallet, everywhere. So it just makes the whole healing even stronger. So yeah.
Why should people meditate, in your opinion?
Okay, why should people meditate? I think we live a very busy life nowadays. So
definitely,
even if it's just a reason just to stop for a minute.
Sure, take a moment,
Take a moment, just, go deep into yourself, regulate your breath, your blood pressure. That may be itself just a good reason just to take a break,
Sure.
And then I would say also, let's imagine you sitting in a room and you're looking at the photo frame that is out there, You may be just seeing the photo frame, but you may not notice there will be a plant next to it, which actually needs some watering. Because we don't pay attention, we don't take time to see things.
Yeah, you stop noticing things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say when you kind of meditate, this is what I do. When I meditate, I kind of see a picture situation in my life and I kind of zoom out, so I see it from a different perspective, from how other people can see it, what is it that I can't see,
what am I missing, maybe?
Yeah, what am I missing? Of course. For me it was also like a way to degrade the ego, so it was like
keep
yourself
in check.
Work. Yeah, it is an inner work meditation, obviously for everybody it will be a different thing to meditate. As I said, some people just want to cool down, they just want to just to relax, stop the overthinking, help the muscles to relax, because this is what happens during the meditation. Or it may be just a journey, maybe just looking at your life from a different perspective, see where you are, where you wanna be, what to do. Are you actually good with everything you're doing in your life? Are you not harming other people? Probably the most important thing for me is getting the guidance as well.
Of where to go next?
Where to go next.
Right.
Understanding that there is something else, there is a source, there is divine, there is universe, that we are connected.
And a path.
Yes,
right.
There is a path.
Okay.
That we all are connected. There are no coincidence. And I always say now, there is nothing is happening to me, everything is happening for me. I just accept it. Even if something bad is happening to me, which I'm not happy with, but I now understand is a part of the journey.
Sure, rough with the smooth.
So yeah. However, I do get quite a lot of people saying I wish I can meditate, and I've tried, I can do that, because sometimes people just have the overthinking, mood, or they just can't do that. For that reason, I also started doing the meditation classes a few months ago. And this is just like guiding people through meditation. So, they can kind of learn how to do it themselves at home. Or if they don't want to be doing that at home, they can just come, to see me once a month. But it's definitely like bringing calmness to you. Like, but with meditation, like contemplation, like mindfulness, I think everybody is having different reason. They see something different in it. For me, it's just, I would say, understanding that there is something else, like there is a reason why this is happening for me. Maybe it hasn't been revealed yet, but just be patient, it will come to you.
And there could be a voice you need to listen to, an inner voice.
Yes.
I mean, but is there an occasion where you look back on and you think to meditate was the wise choice? If you hadn't meditated, you might have made a more unwise choice. Yes. Can you think of a time?
Of course, yes.
What would that time be?
I think that the most difficult time for me, as I said before, was like splitting from my husband, but also when I've lost my grandma. And there were some other moments in my life when I felt like I'm losing it. It's just like, I don't know where to go with my life. Am I actually a good person? Like just questioning myself. Like
everyone has that experience.
But I was just trying to I wasn't trying, I was just getting the bigger picture of it. It's just like, listen, this is the pathway you're gonna walk now, but you will soon understand. So it was more like surrendering everything. And does it make sense?
It does make sense, yeah. I mean, go back to earlier about things happening not to you but for you. Also things happening with you.
Yes.
As in it's a symbiotic link between you and the forces of the universe, and it's correlating those things together.
Yes.
And it's a witness, as in it's a connection to other people, but also a witness with this massive thing that's beyond you and within you. I think that's quite a good way to think about it. All right. And for my last question, if you could give healing massage to any 3 people in the world, famous or otherwise, who would they be?
First of all, I don't see people as who they are in position or title, like whether they are popular, like musicians or politicians, or, I don't even watch TV for the past few years, so I don't know what's going on out there. Like, I have no idea. And so I'm not interested in person as, a position. Or
a public figure or whatever.
Public figure, not at all. For me, what is important is your soul. It's what is, like, inside. So, any popular people I would be giving massage or healing to? No. This doesn't have any value for me, but I would definitely say I would love to be giving more healing to people who are traumatized.
Right, okay.
Who had like difficult life. I don't know, just going through war or domestic violence, abandonment, like, you know, that kind of thing. Just to be able to bring them some light to their life.
Yeah. To
heal them.
Well, that's why I have the quote there. The wound is where the light comes in.
Yes.
That idea.
That is so deep, yeah.
And it is deep, it's profound, and, you know, it relates to me as well, or to everyone in different ways.
Yeah.
All different walks of life. But is part of it, you know, we've talked before about being a healer and a mission, a path and a destiny, a purpose. But is it that with traumatized people, again, not negative people or energy vampires or whatever you might call them, parasitical beings or whatever, but people who are in genuine pain.
Yeah.
Is the draw there for you, the literal draw, because that's where the most value can be created? Like that's where the real work is, getting your hands dirty. That's the most, you know, Buddhists would call it human revolution. That's where the most change can take place.
Yes, absolutely. Right. But again, as we live on earth, there is a free will. So people need to actually give me permission to do so.
They have to want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe I just tell you something. Like when people come for massage, as I said at the beginning, I try not to go deep into the, you know, the spiritual stuff, you know, unless something stands out for me and I know the healing is needed. I may mention to the client is just, you know, to say, I can actually see this or that.
Right.
Would you like me to go like deeper into that and heal it? And if so, they need to give me permission. Without the permission, I can send them love.
Sure.
I can send them some love and light, but healing, I need some free will. Unless it's a child or a person who like...
So they make the choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, definitely, like, you can help the most the people who are like wounded, who need that help, yeah.
And I think you've said before that some people don't want to be healed.
They don't want to be, no.
Why do you think?
They choose, yeah.
Why?
On a soul level, I would say, again, it depends on the system of beliefs, but for me, I do believe like we come like to the earth as souls and we choose a body and we want to have this human experience.
Sure, this particular version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And some people just don't want to fight, even if they go through cancer from different, you get that people who are just giving up. They don't want to. And it's just like, sometimes you have to accept it. It is what it is. But if there is a will, if they are open for healing, for massage, I will be there for them.
Sure. Well, it also could be about, we've talked before about people who are perhaps just of a more negative bent of mind anyway. Not people who have got a condition or have trauma, but people who are perhaps just darker people in some way.
Yeah.
They don't want to get healed.
They don't want to get healed. No.
Yeah.
But they will come for a treatment quite often because they hope to get some energy out of you. So
that's weird as well. That's got to be a challenge for you, is to balance yourself, like you mentioned earlier, about when people maybe want to drain from you. That's got to be a weird experience.
Yeah. It's not only for me as I do the spiritual healing and I can sense it, but for people in general, you quite often get people around you who want to steal your energy, and then you start to notice like, I just feel weird. So it's kind of observing yourself, like, 10 minutes ago I was absolutely fine, but now I'm having headaches or something.
Yeah.
So,
and also, I guess, monitor how your own magnet is reacting.
Yeah.
Or the energy bar, like, oh, this is bad, I'm getting drained, and keep a close watch on yourself. I try to keep a close eye on myself.
Yeah.
And again, it's about perception.
Exactly.
Of the energy in the room.
And quite often I say to people, you don't have to be coming for healing to a healer, but just try to raise your vibration as a person, because this will actually give you protection itself. Yeah. And it will take you higher. So you will, but then when you vibrate higher, you will kind of notice you don't want to be surrounded of what you were surrounding yourself with a year ago,
Who are those arseholes?
Yeah.
Never mind them.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I would say for me, it was a very lonely journey, because from a person who was surrounded by many, many people, as I was going deep with my healing journey, I started to kind of separate myself, questioning, like, do I actually need this sort of people surrounding myself, So
I've experienced similar.
Yeah.
And it's a truer path, but it is a more lonely path. Or solitary is a better way of putting it.
It is a lonely path. But then
it's
eventually you just make place.
Yeah, for new people.
For new people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you, Magda. Good to talk to you.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Pleasure. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, rate, comment, share, all that good business. And stay tuned for more fantastic interviews with brilliant guests. There's a seat waiting for you